In this video, I'm going to talk about the three worst mistakes I made in my self-development journey. Self-development has allowed many people to make major breakthroughs. Many people have gotten out of the worst times of their life because they took a step towards self-development. It wasn't any different for me. I took up self-development in my life at a time where I thought I was completely lost, where I thought it was the darkest time of my life. I remember correctly, it was in my fourth year of medical school. I had been preparing for about a year. I'd put in endless amount of hours studying, preparing for this exam. But yet, I was denied the chance to write exams for me to proceed into fifth year. I remember the day was Friday when this judgment was given to me. At first, I couldn't really believe it. I was kind of in denial. When it came to Monday, I had no choice but to accept that my effort that I'd put in for a year preparing for these exams were all down the drain. So I sat back down, prayed, cried. I just didn't know what to do next. I was presented with two choices. Either I go back home and just sit and wait for the next opportunity, and if that next opportunity comes, I would have to come and redo the whole fourth year again. The other choice that was left with me is to take the step towards making my own money. I chose the latter. And before I took any step, I had to actually study up. So I jumped into the world of self-development and motivation. I watched a lot of videos, read different kinds of books and the like. Self-development has actually got me to this position where I am today. But it has its own dark side. If you jump into the world of self-development without a plan, sometimes it may be counterproductive. Number one, a false sense of progress. Now, as you may or may not know, self-development is a never-ending journey. And as a perfectionist that I am, I thought I had to know everything before I took action. So I was stuck in a loop of learning. I was consuming endless amounts of information but never really applied it to my life. So I never made any progress. But at the time, it really felt like I was doing something. It really felt like I was moving forward. I've just recently come to learn that it was just dopamine. You see, when you're watching these motivational videos and things like that, you feel as if you're making progress because it gives you a little dopamine hit. And that dopamine hit gives you some sort of a feel-good emotion. So you feel as if you're really moving forward, but yet you're not. You're just stuck at the same place. Someone said knowledge is power, but that is not true. But knowledge is only power when it is organized in definite plans and directed to definite ends. In short, it is only power when you apply it. So as you take a step into the world of self-development, make sure that every single concept you grasp is applied to your life. Take the concept, apply it immediately. And that is the best way that you will learn, and that is the best way that you will make progress. Don't wait until you feel like you know everything. Mistake number two, I focused on goals and not habits. You see, goals are fleeting. You can set up a goal to make $10,000 or things like that, but chances are sometimes you might not even achieve that goal. As much as you may have plans around them and things like that, some plans might not even be realistic. But what if you ask yourself, like, what does a person who earns this much do on their day-to-day basis? And then you adopt those habits. For example, for you to make that money, you know you need to make some sales. And to make sales, you know you need to talk to people. So to talk to people, you have to pick up the phone and start dialing, or maybe spend some money in your marketing. But either way, you will be talking to people, convincing them to exchange the value that you're offering with your money. So making major progress in your life is all in the habits. It's not in the goal. So I set up a lot of goals. Actually, I had a lot of goals in the week. But half of those goals ended up not being achieved at all. They were tossed to the side as something new came along. So I kept on adding new things and new things and new things. And at the end of the day, we extrapolate the time to about 6 months or so, nothing was achieved. But when I changed the direction and put in habits that actually allowed me to achieve the goals that I was shooting towards, things began to move. Mistake number three was that I never had a system to track the progress. As they so rightly say, what gets measured gets improved. So here I was, trying to make progress in my life, trying to move my life into a direction of progress. I remember a time when I was in sales. See, I had generated a lot of meetings, but my closing rate was so small. I could talk to about 100 people and only make 4 sales. That alerted me to say my closing skill is lacking. So what will be the next step to take? To jump into the books again and try to fix my closing skill. So I got into the books and began studying, but I didn't have a system to track exactly how what I was reading about closing was translating into results. I had read different kinds of books on different kinds of skills, But even then, I still didn't track. What I changed is that now I began to track my progress. I began to look at how exactly I'm improving. So I would track my closing rate month by month. Look at how many people I talked to, look at how many meetings I had, how many of those actually turned into sales, and things like that. And that alone skyrocketed my self improvement. Look, it's easy to convince yourself that you're actually making progress by just reading and watching motivational videos all day. But I urge you to take action and track your progress from day to day, month to month, until you see that what you're reading or what you're studying is actually impacting your life and making you move in the right direction. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Please like and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so that you're notified every time I post a new video. I've got new bangers coming through. All right, God bless, be great.